In today's formal report topic, I will be discussing Bright Delight Housekeeping formal report on their onboarding process and how it can bring success to the company. So first, Bright Delight Housekeeping has been having issues within the company, especially with their employee turnover rates and the inefficiency within the actual quality of work. Because of that, I've decided to outline an onboarding process to ensure that the work is consistent and continues to bring in clients within the cleaning business. So a key thing here for the background research that I've done for this formal report is I've sent out a survey form to the CBA scholars in the business administration school. They came back with the results 60% thinking that job shadowing brings the best results to hire the best possible candidates. And then the rest were highlighting the ethics and policies, step-by-step training guides, referrals, and post-job ads came in below that. I also conducted a phone call interview with former Madtown Maid owner John Guzman. He basically outlined the procedures he took to take his cleaning business to the next level. So that included doing test cleans, having somebody that already had a reputable reputation within the cleaning industry. So basically, he would hire cleaners that already knew what they were doing, and he would kind of subcontract them instead of hiring new people and spending a lot of money on the training and implementing all these other things. So his main thing was subcontracting and providing clear expectations for the scope of work to make sure that all of the work being made for the client was consistent and they, brought up more leads through referrals. So one of the things that I have outlined for the onboarding process is one-to-one interviews. So this helps the owner create a personal connection with the person that's being interviewed. Because of that, they are able to ask more personal questions, get a feel of their behavior, how they act. And this is all important in the cleaning industry because ultimately you're being let into somebody's home and you're a stranger. So it's really important to make the first impression a good one. And so because of that, I've decided that doing one-to-one interviews can bring a lot of success to that outcome. So definitely getting to know the person, having the owner evaluate them can be very beneficial. So next is doing background checks. So especially like I mentioned previously, letting somebody into your home that is a complete stranger is not an easy thing to do. So when a person contacts you for a cleaning service, they want to ensure that the person coming into their home is trustworthy. And because of that, that will bring peace of mind within the company and the client, which will just form great relationships. And so with the background checks, it's crucial to check criminal backgrounds, any sort of crime records to make sure that, the candidate is not by any means a bad person. And, it's also kind of stereotyping a person that if they have a bad criminal record, then their behavior or personality is not really a great fit. But it does narrow down the pool. So we're not saying that because you have a criminal background, you're not qualified enough. It's just narrows down the pool and basically brings up the best candidates. So if you have a good background check, then you're most likely going to get the job instead of somebody that doesn't. And that just comes down to narrowing down the best and top notch cleaners for the cleaning business. It can also, like I mentioned, just build trust within the clients. If we ensure that that the cleaners are background checked, then that just brings peace of mind for everybody, especially in the residential work of cleaning companies. It's a lot of families with kids, so definitely just want to bring, the best professionalism to the work as possible. So definitely doing background checks. Another thing that can be implemented into the onboarding process is providing clear expectations. So when a cleaner goes into cleaning, they need to know exactly what they need to do, how to do it, and the work performance that expected of them. So that's why it's important to not only verbally state it, but to also write it down and have them sign it. So I mentioned doing documents for all new candidates and having them sign to make sure that there's no confusion here and they've read all the expectations within the company. This can very much differ from business to business. So Bright Delight Housekeeping needs to ensure that theirs is the best. Because of that, it needs to be detailed and just leave the cleaner with no confusion at all. So you go in there, do a great job, provide the best quality work, ask for a final walkthrough, things like that. Things that will make you stand out compared to a regular cleaning company. What I've noticed is that things that are very organized and consistent tend to have consistent results. We want consistent results within the company to make sure that there's no error. There's no room for error, basically. So definitely providing expectations for the cleaners and having them know the scope of work is very important. All right, another thing that Bright Delight Housekeeping can implement is dedicated training days. So we've seen this in all aspects of the serving industry, in restaurant settings, in cleaning settings, I guess in any type of job. They have dedicated training days. So with that, it's important for the shift lead to teach the new incoming cleaner how we clean. So basically have somebody that does great job that is great, and have them influence the person below to make sure that they're bringing the same amount of or quality of work. And what I would recommend Bright Delight Housekeeping to do is have the shift lead approve that they're ready to do cleanings. Usually training days vary from week to week. I would say for a cleaner to be able to perform a cleaning by themselves, that would take about a month. To be able to perform a cleaning without getting constantly checked, I would say that would take about a week. So it kind of just depends, but definitely dedicated training days. There's a lot of tedious things that go into residential cleaning within Bright Delight Housekeeping. So making sure that they get every spot and they're very detail orientated is crucial for this position. So the shift lead has that role to kind of, like I mentioned before, influence and just make sure that the cleaner knows what they're doing. All right, so final conclusions and recommendations. So basically, Bright Delight Housekeeping has to implement a successful onboarding process because their company's success is derived within the employees. If they don't have good service, then there is no cleaning business. So basically, the onboarding process will have one-to-one interviews. It will have background checks. It will have dedicated training days, and they will set clear expectations for the cleaners. If all of these will be implemented, then they should see higher productivity and efficiency within the company, which will bring in more gross sales and revenue, and that's what we want. So my recommendation is to just organize everything as much as possible, have consistent work, have consistent regulations, even outline your ethics and moral within the company, and that will surely bring the best quality of employees in Bright Delight Housekeeping. Thank you.